Yo, what's up guys? Chase the Bro here, and welcome back to another Dark Souls 3 DLC weapon showcase. As I'm sure every Souls fan knows, the DLC for the Ring City was just recently released, and with it, a whole new roster of weapons for us to love. I've tried out most of the weapons from the DLC so far in PvP, and out of all of them, this one was pretty amazing in my opinion. It has quickly become my favorite greatsword in all of Dark Souls 3. Its regular moveset is that of a regular greatsword, but what makes this thing so amazing is its weapon arts. When you use the left trigger, it initiates an overhead slash attack which comes up very quickly, and you're able to chain it with a light attack as well. You also have the option of following it up with a heavy attack, and when done this way, your character will dodge backwards and then perform a leaping attack forward afterwards. As well, this greatsword is the only greatsword with a true combo. You're able to light attack and then follow it up with the left trigger and the R1 attack, and it will always hit. From my experience, no one's been able to get out of this so far, so I'm going to call it a true combo. And once I realized that it was a greatsword with a true combo, it quickly rose to one of my favorite weapons. The usual greatsword moveset is just so straightforward. The two-handed R1 swings vertically, and the one-handed R1 swings horizontally, and it doesn't really have much versatility. So once I had this in my arsenal, I was amazed. It was my favorite greatsword by far. Now don't get me wrong, greatswords are all amazing in their own respect, but this one appeals much more to me because of its PvP potential. And as you guys know, I'm in love with the PvP. It's one of my favorite aspects of the Soul series. Of course, the PvE is amazing. It's what originally draws everybody into this game, including myself, and this weapon would do amazing in PvE as well. Just like every other greatsword, it has hyper armor, and it will stun a lot of the NPCs that you fight throughout the game. In fact, it might even do better than the regular greatswords in the PvE because its weapon art is a quick slash, which is followed by a dodge attack, which as you know is amazing when you're fighting an NPC that can't be staggered. And it's followed up with a lunge attack, so you'll dodge their attack and then follow it up with a hit automatically. Now getting into the logistics of the actual weapon itself, the damage it causes isn't too amazing. It has an AR of 529 when you have a standard 40-40 quality build, which by the way is optimal because it scales with C and strength at +5 and it has a descaling of dexterity at +5. So you still get the most out of this weapon by having a quality build, sadly. I know you guys are probably getting tired of quality weapons, but this happens to be one of them. On the bright side, this weapon is very versatile and no other weapon fights like it, so it has its own unique charm to it. Because it has such amazing potential, I'm sure once all of you guys have trained with this weapon, you'll be confusing your opponents left and right and you'll have them guessing where you're coming from next. As for the weapon location, I don't want to spoil it for those of you who haven't completed the DLC yet, so if you haven't completed the Ring City and you don't want to hear any spoilers, leave the video now, because I'm about to reveal where you get this weapon. So for those of you who stayed guys, you get this weapon through the transposition of the Slave Knight Gaels Soul, which is the final boss as you know. And just for those of you who are wondering, I'll show you the stats of this current build that I have right now, just so you have a good idea of what I'm working with. Alright bros, so these are the stats that I'm currently working with. It's pretty much a standard quality build, although I only have 39 points in dexterity because that one extra point only gave me one extra damage, so in my opinion it is not worth it. Other than that, I invested 2 points into vitality because I started as the warrior class and I needed the extra vitality to wear the armor set as well as Gaels Greatsword. Ideally the knight is a better starting class for this build, but the warrior works almost as well. I also invested a few points into the attunement because I needed a slightly okay mana bar because I use the weapon art on this sword a lot. Although the weapon art's cost isn't very drastic, so you don't have to worry about it too much. 12 attunement was more than enough for me. You could probably get by with 10 honestly. After that, the remainder of my points were spread out evenly between endurance and vigor. So yeah, let's move on to the actual weapon itself. So with my 40-39 quality build, it has an AR of 524. If you wanted to invest that one extra point into dexterity, your overall AR would be 525, so it's really up to you. It has a scaling of C with strength and D with dexterity, so the scaling isn't amazing, but it does a decent amount of damage overall. And as I said earlier guys, its overall AR isn't what you really want to worry about because you can combo with an R1, L2, R1 just like a dual wielding weapon, so it has amazing potential regardless of its AR. I usually keep a Casis with me as well that's imbued with a simple gem because it slowly rebuilds my mana and I'm often someone who fights with the weapon arts of my swords, so I like to keep that constantly rebuilding. I am obviously wearing the Ring Knight armor set because it's the most amazing armor in the DLC. I mean, the Iron Dragon Slayer looks pretty amazing, but this just looks the most badass. I use the Chloranthy Ring +3 because I play aggressively and I need my stamina pool to regenerate quickly. I use the Ring of Steel Protection +3 because it boosts my absorption by a pretty decent amount, and I don't care what anybody says, I noticed that in PvP. I wear the Ring of Favor +3 because it's the best ring. It boosts your HP, stamina, and weight load. Like, that's amazing. And I wear the Life Ring +3 to boost my health pool, but you can also sub it for the Pontiff's Right Eye, just because this weapon attacks constantly with its weapon arts, and I'm pretty sure you would get the boost. But I hope you guys enjoyed my video. As always, like the video if you want to support me, and comment and let me know what you think of this weapon. I'll keep making these videos for you guys, so thank you for watching. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you are subscribed, ring that bell and you'll notice when my videos come out more often, guys. Thanks for watching. Chase the Bro out.